Welcome to the sideboard here at the Legacy Open in Milwaukee. I'm with Sam Black. Sam, earlier this week on Facebook, I saw that you posted, you woke up in the morning and brewed a Cartel Aristocrat Legacy deck. That was how you kind of started your day, as it were. We just saw you on camera under SCG Live battling for 3-0, where you won Cartel Aristocrat in your deck. And here we have the deck now. And it seems basically like a Legacy version of the Aristocrats in some principles, mostly with your interactions with Sacrifice and Skurzak High Priest, the original Aristocrats, I should say.
Oddly, I think it's the deck Maverick always should have been.
Okay, that's another way to look at it. You have Mother of Runes and her backup, Malevolent Bodyguard, although in this deck he's doing a little more than that.
Yeah.
So what's the general premise here, I guess, that we're starting with?
So, my goal is basically to play a 1-drop that can protect my 2-drop that I don't think my opponent can beat. And because I'm playing a fair deck that isn't blue in Legacy, I feel like these are just mandatory.
Sure.
That's just how I build my decks, is I need to be able to stop my opponent from doing whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah, discard spells are really good against all the combo decks and most of the control decks.
Yeah, and I like Cabal Therapy a lot more when I have a creature that I'm comfortable sacrificing. So I have these as creatures that I'm very happy to sacrifice.
Mystic after it does its trick,
right.
And Doom Traveler, of course.
That's what he's there for. And then I have Cabal Therapy, Cartel Aristocrat, and Benevolent Bodyguard as outlets to enable High Priest.
Okay.
So my thinking is that creature decks generally can't beat protection into High Priest or Stoneforge Mystic for Batterskull. They can't kill the Stoneforge Mystic, I get to put the Batterskull into play on turn 3. Combo decks can't beat protection into Thalia or Canonist or Dark Confidant with discard. And so I'm basically like playing underpowered cards, but trying to like on the second turn put my opponent in a spot where I've done something that like puts them in a really hard spot. I have like the ability to just wasteland my opponent off of doing things. I have this for the show and tell deck that I just played against. Yeah, that's basically what's going on.
So you kind of have some Dead Guy Ale elements in it that you're just trying to like present a little bit of a clock and some removal, but you're doing it with a bigger trump in Skurzak High Priest.
Yeah.
As opposed to it just relying mostly on the small guys.
And also, this is a core Artificer. These are humans. Despite what's printed on these. So I get to play 4 Cavern, and so I can do things like Uncounterable Mother into Uncounterable Thalia against like the blue decks.
Sure.
Which can make it really hard for them to play the game, especially if I can follow it up with a Wasteland.
Right. Cavern of Souls has been a pretty good weapon against a lot of the rug decks, I think, especially back when Maverick was a deck. It's since been kind of pushed out, obviously.
Right.
But now we're trying out this.
Yeah, like I think that when I want my curve so low, it doesn't make sense to play like a lot of mana guys. And when I'm trying to stick like a 2-drop instead of sticking a 3-drop like Knight of the Reliquary, it means that I don't have to play those mana guys, and I can still just go like protection into threat. Sure. And I just think that it makes more sense to be protecting Bob than to be protecting Knight of the Reliquary.
I can agree with that. The payoff is high on both, but Bob really emphasizes the synergy you've already built into the deck.
Right.
All right, well, moving on to your sideboard, we have a few of your more eclectic hits that others might be familiar with, such as the Leyline of the Void ×1, the Disenchant and Oblivion Ring, but you've also got an Orzhov Charm, which seems like an interesting little card here. Did you consider running more copies, or?
Yeah, I mean, I would really love to have more copies. I mean, I love the card, and it's a removal spell that lets me High Priest, unlike Swords, and I think that, like, Orzhov Charm Benevolent Bodyguard is like a really good interaction where your opponent thinks they can kill your guy and you go, Orzhov Charm, bring back this guy, sack, save my guy.
Build your own shelter.
Yeah, build your own shelter, but like when your removal spell also happens to shelter, it's like pretty nice.
Not a bad split.
Yeah, and so I mean, wanted more, but like Swords is the removal spell, and it's just I only have room for so much like dedicated creature removal because I think that like my main deck's pretty good there anyway.
What matchups are you planning to bring in the removal spells primarily against? I think the Canonist and the Thalia are pretty self-explanatory.
I mean, all the creature decks, like if they're playing Delver, if they're playing Tarmogoyf, if they're playing like, I mean, yeah, I think everyone with Delver and everyone with Tarmogoyf.
Okay, well that's a fair percentage of the field.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Sam. I hope it works out for you.
Thank you.